And hello, sunshine. So happy to have you here. So, in this video, what we're going to do is talk about how to energetically clean ourselves up energetically in our relationships, our interactions, and exchanges with difficult people in our life. And difficult could be, yes, having some narcissistic tendencies and traits, and could be friends that we've had our whole life that are not in sync with this new version of us. And so typically who my people are, my moms, my audience are people that have just went through an awakening, or stepping into this new chapter of their life and discovering who they are at soul level. And so what that can bring up for some people is some resistance and kickback from the people that we've known our whole life, or our husband or partner who, when we first got married or started our relationship, we were in this unawakened state. And then we get married or get together, make commitments, intertwine our energy, and then we start to awaken. And this was my experience. I was started to awaken and raise my level of consciousness, and then my boyfriend, it was, still there. And so there was a lot of resistance, and he does have a lot of narcissistic tendencies. But that is a wide array of the human population, right? So it's just coming up against this resistance, and typically, a lot of times, if we are not getting validation from our family or our loved ones, we feel like, or we can feel like we're doing something wrong, and that maybe this isn't the right path. I've had to learn in my journey to embrace resistance and to actually look at it and dissect it and see, where is this really coming from? Is this coming from fear? Is this resistance coming from fear? Which means, are we afraid we're going to lose something? Meaning that loved one or friend or whatever, is afraid they're losing the way that we once were, or the cooperation that we had that we gave, usually being people pleasing, right? We always said yes. We never said no. We always put ourselves out there. We always put other people above us, right? So when we start to shift that and start to say no and start to tap into how we really feel and start to speak up and be more assertive, that can scare some people. Have compassion for the people around you that are having a hard time getting with the program. Okay. So now let's move on. So for myself, how did I do this? And this is the only thing that I teach my people, my audience, my clients. This is what I help do as a coach, a spiritual transformation and mindset coach. I facilitate transformation through mindset and through energy. And that's what I do. I am a doctor of awakenings, right? I literally help people go through their awakenings, and discover and do all the messy stuff, right? Exciting of it. Stuff. So I had a very hard time because I had such a deep entanglement with that relationship. Our energy was so entangled. I gave him so much of my power for so long. And then when I started to take it back, it was like a tug and pull. So I started to do cord cutting. And we have energetic cords between all of us. Maybe right now you're just thinking I'm a crazy person because I'm talking about these invisible cords. That's okay. If you are, I've been called worse. It's real. It is going to change the feeling of your life. It's going to change the feeling of your relationships and interactions. I guarantee it. That's how much I know this works. Okay. So what we're doing is, anytime we meet somebody, even at a gas station, have you ever met somebody, okay, or at a party or something where you just instantly clicked, or you had this connection you couldn't quite put your finger on? Okay, so you know what that feels like when you have this connection where you're just vibing and or maybe it's not the vibey kind. Maybe it's this off-putting connection to where you know you had some sort of connection in a past life and they irritate you or whatever. There is some sort of emotional response to which emotion is energy in motion. And so, okay, what we need to do, like, because then we meet this person, we go home and we think about that person, or they end up texting us, or they add us on Facebook, or we write their name in a notepad journal. Am I the only one that does that? So that is what an energetic cord is. It is just an energetic cord between one person and another where you have this connection. And so when we are with someone who is difficult or is unhealthy for us or is, whatever, narcissism is what I know everybody goes to, then what we can do, we have the power to clear those cords, to clear them, and this is when it's our son, our daughter, or child, or a family member, we can clear them out and then set energetic boundaries inside of them, that's deeper work where we can do that one-on-one. That's what I do with my clients, where we can set those energetic boundaries in those cords, or we completely cut them, or we push them out from the root on the inside of us and then send loving light and healing light to the other person, to the other end, to help them heal while we heal. It's all done in love. And so there's a couple different ways you can do this. Okay. So let's get to it. So I want you to go ahead. We're going to you don't have to close your eyes. I feel closing your eyes helps you focus more and helps you feel in your body. Okay. That's why we're closing our eyes. So just go ahead and close your eyes. And if you can shut everything off, because we want to go inward, we want to shut off from the outside world, all the stress, chaos, anything that's going on right now, and just come inward. And if you need a tool, we use our breath. It's just breathing in and fill up your belly. And then when you exhale, let all of that negative energy, you're going to clear that energy field. Okay. But we're just going to focus on the cords. So once you've done a couple breaths, 2 or 3 breaths, I want you to just feel in your body where you might have a cord. And for me, it's my heart or my solar plexus, or my sacral or my root. And I'm finding right now that if I'm feeling drained in a certain chakra, so if I'm having trouble focusing, if I'm having trouble, and this just literally came up, this whole right here, I just had this come in. If we're having trouble speaking our truth, we have a cord to somebody with our throat, with our third eye. If we're having trouble having the faith, okay, it could be someone's opinion, someone's judgment, someone's words, or someone's actions that is close to us that makes us resistant to allowing that chakra to balance out, right? So that cord. So yeah, that just happened right now. That's intuition, you guys. And I love it so much when you know that what you're thinking and what you're speaking about is actually helpful and true, and you don't question it. It's a beautiful thing. So anyway, you just in real time saw me have an epiphany and a download from divine guidance. Let's get rid of these cords. And so I want you just to think about where it's attached. And if you don't know, it's okay. It's attached to your heart. Let's just go to the heart. The heart is the power center. So let's just go to our heart. So you are connected to somebody. Okay. Something is going on, right? I want you to visualize that person. Okay. I kind of feel like you at least need to know and have an idea of what the situation is. You might not know specifically who the person is, but let's say that you feel you're not able to speak your truth and it was an opinion by somebody on Facebook that you saw. that you read, and you don't know who the person is, but you know that it was a person out in the social media world. Okay. You can even just do for a bundle of, all the opinions that you have read lately, or the comments that didn't align with any, whatever it was, the judgments, and we can do a whole cord just to that judgments. So just know that you don't have to get really specific in the beginning. The more specific you can get, though, the more powerful they are. So for me, if I have I'll go from the heart. You just visualize this cord, or it could, what does it look like? We can even go deeper into this and do some intuitive work. But for right now, just know there's a cord there. It's mucky and muddy, and it has this cord here. If it's a son, a partner, a husband, if it's someone you love, because this is why people get resistant around cord cutting. They don't want to cut that off, right? But then again, they don't want to feel drained anymore. So we're going to send healing, love, and light through that tube, that cord. And I learned some of this from my recent coach, intuitive mentor, Megan Wiseman. She's amazing. Check her out. But pushing that light, that energy and light and love. And even I like to use water. I like water. Water is cleansing, right? So we're clearing out that muckiness in that cord. And you can even just visualize this cord. And if you don't visualize, if you're not good at visualizing, you can do this just with your hand on your heart and have your hand out like you have your hand on their heart of that person that you're going to clear that cord out. And you just imagine that water clearing out that tube, that cord. Okay. And then we're going to send clear and white light and love through that tube, cleansing it, all of the muckiness, and going in and out, and just allowing that negative energy to turn into positive energy inside of that tube. Now we're going to put energetic boundaries. You can just think of them as filters inside of this tube, and you're going to say, I claim my energetic space. I claim my energetic space, and nothing can come through these filters without my permission. No one can be in my field. No one can take from me. No one can latch on to me unless I give them permission. Okay? And I'll put that in a little, so you guys, and you can say it differently if you want, but the whole point is basically just you want to make sure you command your energy to not allow anyone else's energy to latch onto yours or to come through that barrier. You are telling it. You are making a command. Okay? You can do this in your mind too by setting the intentions, but if you're more vocal, I'm vocal, I need to say it. Okay? And then you're sending loving, healing light to the other end that they may, this is something new I just came up with. They may set their energetic boundaries. Okay. They may put their little filters in there as well. So giving them that permission, or maybe they need permission, just knowing that what we do for ourselves, we want the other person to do for them. Okay. So that is the one way to do it. All right. Yeah. Second is to cut it off. So that is the one way to do it. All right. Second is to cut it off completely. So you can either push it out from the root. So just visualize, or having your hand on your heart, you say, I pull this cord out from the root, or I push it from inside of my auric field. You push it out. You see that cord, the roots, even like flower roots, I see pushing that out. And then we go to the other end and we wish the other person, please push out from the root. Or if you cut, you're sending loving, healing light to heal the wound, to seal that back up in their energetic field as you seal yours back up in your energetic field. And then we see that cord, right? So the cord's still there. So what we see, this is how I see it, a bubble going around the cord. And then when I snap my fingers, it dissipates. It can either go up in flames, it can just disappear, it can do glittery, sparkly stuff, whatever it is that comes up for you. Okay? Do that. Whatever comes, the point of this is for you to follow your intuition, and your intuition is going to guide you through this process. But you have two options: to either completely get rid of the cord, or to just nurture it and maintain it and clear it out. Okay? Once you've done that, and you've created those energetic boundaries, and you come up across something else happens, right? Something else happens with this difficult person. What you're going to do, and maybe it'll come naturally to you, but you're going to respond differently than you did before. You're going to respond with love and compassion for yourself first and then for them, but you're going to respond differently. And I have a list of ways to respond to difficult people that is in the Soul Relaunch Society, or maybe I sent it to you if there's a workbook with this or a PDF that comes with this. So you're going to have a list of responses that you can actually use next time you come up to a difficult situation. So I'm so excited for you to be doing this. This is transformational work. This is transformational work right here. You are doing it. This was so profound in my life for me taking my power back that I can't wait to hear how it goes for you. So have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video.